So today I'm gonna be canning taco meat, believe it or not. Yes, you can. Step one, you're gonna wanna cook your burger. I got that over there and I'll show you that in a minute. You're gonna season that up. Just like chili, if you watch me canning chili, keep it about a notch below where you normally like it. It will get thicker. When I get over there, I'll explain more to it. But really the first step, other than getting everything going, which I'll go over, is sanitize your jars. I've washed all these out. I only use this for my jar cleaning. I know you've heard that before. I was going to start cutting some of this out, and then someone did get a hold of me today. Thank you very much. And, they learned something off that video because I went step by step. So I decided I'm not going to skip over the steps anymore. If you're someone that watches me regularly, you can fast forward through it. So I've washed all these out. I'm going to do something a little bit different today, and I'll get back to you on that one. You need hot jars. So after I wash them out, I just fill them with hot water because I got some time to work. You can run them through a dishwasher on just a hot water cycle. You can rinse them out as you go. As I get them washed out, I just fill them with the hot water and they're good to go. I just dump out the water before I get going. So that's that. I'll join you on the other side. So we're over on this side now. Mike, you want to come a little bit closer? So with taco meat, little different. You're going to brown your burger. You're going to add your seasoning. You're not going to add water. We're going to add that while we're canning. So it's going to be pretty dry. It's not going to be what you would normally expect because I know you're supposed to add water to this. We'll be adding it to it in the jars. We got our little funnel. We got this because right here, and I could probably turn that off now. This is the water we're going to add. We got our lid lifter. So as we can them, we can lift the lids out of there without burning our fingers. We got our jar lifters, so we can lift them and put them in the pressure canner and actually take them back out of the pressure canner. We also have a spatula. You can use a lot of different things. I've always just liked a spatula to make sure we get the air bubbles out, and you will see that. We got our rings. We got the water boiling in here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So I had a quart jar, and you want to put your meat in there. And I'm actually something different to do today, and you can't necessarily do this with everything, but I'm going to do some quarts and some pints. Quarts for when we have tacos, pints if we're just going to have some chips and taco meat or a little bit of a taco salad. You can do this because it's meat. Quarts, you just want to go by the quarts. Quarts take 90 minutes, pints take 75. So we're going to run both these for 90 minutes, both quarts and pints. So we don't want it super, super tight packed. Just put a little bit more in there. Just packed enough that it's not going to be a ton of water in there. So we're about up to here. Now we're going to put a couple ladles of water in here. And just fill it right up to that line. And I got the water boiling. Probably got a little bit too much water in there, but we're going to get the bubbles out. If you look at the top, you see the bubbles coming out, that there's air in there. So before we go ahead and remove any of that, I'm just going to go around the sides and down the middle. And as you can see, that it has brought that down. We're getting those air bubbles out of there. Now we got our taco meat, and we actually need a little tiny bit of a dribble more. And this is going to be in the canner. It's going to suck in. It's going to, like normally when you make taco meat, you put, your water in there, and we didn't do that today. So now we're going to take a paper towel. We're just going to clean off this rim. It's looking pretty clean there. Take one of the lids out. I'm going to place it on top. Now this is a big thing. Everybody just wants to crank and crank and crank and crank. You do not need to crank on this. Hand tight. These jars are hot. You just put hot meat and boiling water in there. So you just want to get it lined up and just hand tight.
It's more important to clean that lip of that jar off.
Yes.
To maintain a good seal or to get a good seal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, and then what?
We're just going to set it in here.
Can you fill us in what you
Normally,
got in the bottom there?
Well, your canner should come with 2 of these. You put one on the bottom, and if you do pints, you put one. You can do 2 rows of pints. Quarts, you can't; it won't fit. But there's always a second one. But we're doing quarts and pints today. It's all good. Normally, you only put about 2 inches of water in there. This being a little bit more dense, you can put a little extra in there. It does help a little bit with the sealing process. We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna grab my next jar here. We're actually gonna do a pint. After that, I'm gonna just finish up filling these and catch up with you then. So we got a pint.
Sorry, I missed that over by the sink. All you did is dump the water.
Yes, just the hot water.
You had the hot water in there. You showed us
Yes.
earlier. Okay.
Yep. Keep the jar hot because you do not want to put hot water, hot meat, anything in cold glass.
Yeah.
It's all been sanitized. And all the utensils you see me use here are only used for canning. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. That's just how I run. We're gonna put a little bit of water in here. This is a pint. We can set it right next to the quart in there. It's all gonna be good. I just want to show you one more time. You see the bubbles coming out right now. See that? We got bubbles in there. As I'm doing this, you can see more bubbles. So it's important that you get the bubbles out. It's going to raise your success of them sealing. It's going to raise the success of your jars not cracking. And I can add just a tish more water there. And we're just going to clean this off. We're going to put the lid on it. We're going to put the ring on it. We're going to put it in the canner. Obviously, if you can look in here, I got a few more of those to go. I'm not going to make you watch step by step every time. So as soon as I get them all in the canner, I will catch up with you and we'll go ahead and I'll show you the next step. Now, it's important to get these bubbles out. It's going to lessen your chances of the jar shattering in there, and I will tell you that now, that's no fun. You know what? I'm going to run with this. That's pretty close. Pretty close. I'm going to run with it. But you want to make sure your jars are hot. You want to make sure you get the bubbles out. All that stuff is going to help prevent jars shattering. If a jar shatters in the canner, you have to throw it all out. And you have to start all over again. And that's no fun, especially, you know, maybe, I'm just gonna grab another paper towel here. You know, maybe if it was something given to you or something not very expensive or whatever, to me it always sucks because you got to throw it all away, and it has happened.
And make sure you have no chips on the rim of your jar.
Yes,
you
absolutely.
You can really feel that.
You should be doing that.
Yep.
You should be checking them, and I guess I passed that one up. I'm sorry, I've been doing a few canning videos, so sometimes I'm like, what have I gone over? What have I haven't? But yes, as you're actually washing your jars out, to save some time, you're gonna just want to run your finger over that top ridge to make sure you don't feel any chips.
I got you, Joe.
You got me, hon.
Sometimes I don't know any better than to keep my finger out of the lens of the camera, but
The lids were at a simmer,
perfect.
and we're gonna just hand tight this on there. You don't have to crank. People, they'll just go and go. This is hot, and it is not fun. And you absolutely don't have to do it. It's just hand tight. We're going to get this last one in there. Follow me over here. So as you put these in here, normally you wouldn't want to do quarts and pints with meat, taco meat, chili, anything like that you can. But you want to make sure they're not touching on the sides of this or touching each other. They're jiggling. You can see some of them jiggle. You don't want them just racketing on there and hitting the side. Normally it's just 2 inches of water. With dense foods like chili, probably spaghetti sauce, which I want to do shortly, taco meat, you can definitely bring that up about another ½ an inch or so just to give it a little bit more. So we got everything in there. I'm going to go ahead now at this point in time and put the lid on. Now I got it closed. Now on mine, at least mine, it does show closed, open, closed, open. Okay. So we got it closed. We got it on here. It's on high for now because we want the boiling water. It's on high for now. We want to get this to a good steam. Like you can see a little bit of sputtering. You could probably feel a little bit. You actually want to see that steam. And once that starts steaming like that, that's considered venting. And you need it to vent for 10 minutes. So as soon as this starts steaming or venting, I will catch up with you and I will show you the next step. So it's probably been out about 5 minutes. This has popped up. It's hard to see. I can see it in real life. I guess in real life for you too, but we got a good steam going here. We're gonna go ahead, and that's okay. Just go over a couple things. This isn't gonna hurt anything. We're still at zero pressure, and somebody like, oh my gosh, I haven't put the weight on yet. This is 5 pounds. This makes it 10 pounds pressure. It also comes with another ring that makes it 15 pounds. Well, use that 15 pounds. There's a certain elevation level as you go up that you need to put that extra ring on. I cannot tell you exactly what that is because I don't live there. All I know is all you need is this piece and 1 ring to make it 10 pounds. So we're venting good. We're going to be at 0. That's what we want to see. That's good. You shouldn't be building pressure yet because we don't have that weight on there. And it's, maybe a little bit harder on my side because as 5 minutes goes by, oh, did I say this or that? So today we're doing quarts and pints in here. It's taco meat. So that's okay. We're going to process it by the quarts, which is 90 minutes once we reach 10 pounds. You can do that for anything, taco meat, chili, spaghetti sauce, anything like that, a little bit more denser. Might not want to do both of them together if you're doing stuff like carrots, green beans, that kind of thing. Anyway, we have reached our steam point. We vented for 10 minutes. Just go ahead and set your weight right on there. And then we're just going to want to watch this. We need to get to 10 pounds before we can start our 90 minutes. I like it to get just a little over 10 pounds, and I like to keep it between the 10 and 15. Little over 10 pounds, I start my countdown. Between 10 and 15, I feel safe. Because we're going to have to adjust this. We might be on a higher temperature right now. We can't stay there because it'll keep building pressure and pressure and pressure. You don't have to be scared. A lot of them nowadays, unless you have an older one, do have a safety plug on the back. They're not going to blow up. The sad thing is you go under 10 pounds, you have to start all over again because you have to maintain that for the safety of your product for your allotted time. This one being 90 minutes. If it goes over this and it blows that off the back, once again, you have to do that again. And going up is definitely going to raise your chances of cracking a jar, bursting a jar. You do that, you got to throw everything away. A lot of these lids, they don't actually seal till after you get them out of the canner. And so you don't know if there's any glass shards or anything like that. So it's just not worth it to me, but it really sucks when you do lose everything. I will tell you that one now. So right now, and you can see, it's not a lot yet, but it's starting to raise up. We're just about at 1 pound. So this is going to go up, and I'm just going to watch this. And once it hits right past that 10 pounds, I'm going to catch up with you, and I'll show you the next step that we have to do. So we're approaching 10 pounds. You're going to start hearing this jiggle. It's going to be soon. Here it goes. I know, to me that's a jiggle, but it definitely sends out a sound that you can hear.
Yeah, you can hear the rattle on the sizzle.
That little
We'll call it a
and that's what you want to hear. So we are over 10 pounds, so we can start our 90-minute timer now. I like to work this up to about in between 10 and 15 pounds before I start adjusting my heat lower. That gives me a little bit of time there that if the pressure starts to drop a little bit, I got time to turn the heat back up. Every stove's different. After a while, you do enough of this canning, you're going to know exactly where to do it. A little new to this stove, but so that's why I do that. So this is what you want to hear. And I will tell you, you do not have to sit here and stare at it, but I will tell you the first probably 4 or 5 times I was canning, I don't care if it took 90 minutes. I don't care if it took 75 minutes, 60 minutes. I stared at that to make sure it stayed in there. I was so afraid. Once you get used to this sound, you can do other things. As long as you hear that and you watch it a little bit just to make sure it's adjusted and you hear that, you can clean up the kitchen. You can wash the dishes from your canning. You can do a little pickup. You can watch a little TV, you know, as long as you're within earshot to make sure it doesn't stop doing that. If it stops doing that, you've dropped into that 10 pounds pressure. As long as it's doing that, you're good to go. Like I said, a couple times in your own stove, you'll know exactly after you get it to where it needs to be, where you need to turn it to. It's not a big deal. But don't think 90 minutes, oh my gosh, that's an hour and a half, and then you got your venting and all the other stuff. No, there's other stuff you can do in the meantime. You're just listening for that. But I will tell you, like I said, the first couple times I stared at that sucker. I was so afraid, but I'm not anymore. I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to adjust my heat. I can go ahead. The second you hit that 10 pounds though, you can set your 90 minutes for quarts of taco meat. 75 for pints, but we got a mixture, so we're going to do 90 minutes today. So I'm going to let you go so I can set my timer for 90 minutes. I will catch up to you after that 90 minutes. It's been 90 minutes since we've had it over 10 pounds. So we are good for our next step. Our next step is we're just going to go ahead and turn this off. We cannot remove the weight right now. We leave that going. All we do is we got to wait for this to get down to 0. So I got the heat turned off. We leave everything alone and we just wait for this to get down to 0 pressure. And I'll show you the next step then. We've reached 0 pressure. So at this point in time, I can go ahead and take the weight off. And then we're going to wait 5 more minutes. And then we'll go ahead and remove the lid. It's kind of late tonight. I'm getting a little sleepy. We're starting to approach 9 o'clock. Anyway, it's been that 5 minutes. We can go ahead and open the top. A lot of these, maybe not all of them, maybe not some of the older ones. Mine has a close and open. We're going to go ahead and open. Now, when you go to lift this...
You were at 0 pressure when you
oh, yeah. We'd already gone over that. Yep. We were at 0 pressure.
Waited 5 minutes, yep.
But now I clicked it open. When we go to open this, we're going to want to open the back first. We're going to want to open it away from us. It's going to be a big steam bath. Probably not one that you want. No cracked jars. That's good. Now we wait 10 minutes and then we can remove the jars. And I will catch up with you when I go ahead and remove the jars. So it's been the 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and take these out. Maybe we'll get lucky and hear one pop. We end up with 4 quarts and 3 pints. Just gonna lift them out of there. None of the jars sealed. None of the jars cracked. You can see that just looking in there. You still see some little bubbles coming up in there. Definitely have time for them to seal. If some of these don't seal, that's okay. And then I guess we're eating tacos.
Taco meat.
Right now I know this one's already sealed, that one's already sealed. That might be it right now. A couple pints, but they're going to be above temp for quite a while because they got to stay above 135. They've been pressure cooked for a while. So you got a little bit of time to let them seal. They don't seal, you just throw them in the fridge. And then you just got to eat them up. And when they do seal, you got an easy meal later. please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to continue to bring some more of this weird stuff to you. Sorry, got a little late tonight. Running down, a little tired, about 9 o'clock at night. And
Yeah, you did a lot of work today, Joe.
that's
So
okay.
hit that subscribe button. It's free. She deserves it.